Hi Richard.
Hello, Iev.
Hi. How are you doing?
Very well. You?
Good. Thank you. I was just wondering what's been happening at the Ethereal Society headquarters recently.
Yes, well, we've been involved in some amazing things. Yesterday, we had this desperate appeal was made by the United Nations and the UNICEF for aid in the famine. It's the first new famine in 6 years in Somalia, Yemen, Sudan and Nigeria. And for our part, we responded very quickly. We arranged 2 spiritual energy radiator runs from our northern UK branch in Barnsley, and they were performed yesterday. And then the great news is that this morning, the British government have announced an additional aid package of 200 million more pounds to go to Somalia and Sudan.
That's amazing. Wow.
Yeah, I think that could certainly be a result. We also feel it's important for us to send prayer ourselves as individuals, not just rely on the Cosmic Masters. And tonight there's going to be an online service on our 12blessings.org site for aid in that famine.
Perfect, thank you. And I've heard something's happening with Syria as well.
Well, this is amazing. I mean, we've been working on Syria, and you and I have spoken before about Syria. It's an ongoing situation, and we send energy releases from time to time, and you get little pockets of light and little, things happen, ceasefires for a period, relief gets in, which wasn't expected to get in, but the conflict goes on and on and on. We've been in touch, and Brian Craig, who works here at the European headquarters, has liaised with a particular department connected to the UN in terms of finding out the best place to send energy and where to send it and when to send it. And they have suggested to us in an email this morning that we send energy starting at 8 AM, that's Geneva time, so it's 7 AM Greenwich Mean Time, tomorrow morning, prayer energy. And I've already been in touch with New Zealand, our branch there. They're going to be holding a service, which it'll be 8 PM their time, but it'll be 7 AM our time. To combine with that, we're going to arrange other services. We're going to be holding 10 AM and 3 PM services, GMT, in London and Barnsley, and encouraging people to join in from wherever they are, whatever their time zone, or at other times if they like, to help in this effort. And then we're going to be looking at arranging possible future spiritual energy radiator runs, possible discharge, but we don't announce those details until after they've taken place.
I understand that we can all make a difference in these war-torn situations and the famine situations, and could you share a little bit about what we can do and maybe show us how we can actually make a difference?
Oh, sure. I think some people will be familiar with this, but first thing I'd say is you don't have to be of any particular religious persuasion. You can pray to Brahma, to God, whatever name you use for the creative source is fine. And you are going to channel energy out. And in the Ethereal Society, of course, we tend to use the 12 blessings, but I'll certainly perhaps lead a prayer that people might want to join in with while they're sending energy for these negotiations for peace and freedom in Syria. So what I'd suggest people do, first of all, is to remove rings or watches or bracelets that they might be wearing. And this would impede the flow of energy. So if you remove those, and then you adopt what Dr. King described as the prayer mudra, you raise your hands like this, and then you join in a prayer of your own choosing, but this is the sort of prayer that I would use for this situation. O Divine Spirit of all creation, send forth your wondrous power now, we pray, for peace and freedom in Syria. We ask that those involved in negotiating for peace be imbued with your love, with your light, with your compassion, with your understanding, We ask that their minds and hearts be opened to a vision of peace, and that they be given the strength to follow through with this vision in the talks now going on, and that those involved in making the final decisions may be inspired by the compassion which comes from your very heart, O Brahma. We ask that your will be done for peace and freedom in Syria. And then you can remain with the hands raised for as long as you're able to, sending white light, visualizing white light flowing down from above you out through the palms of the hands. And let this flow, and then when you've completed your prayer for peace and freedom in Syria, you perform the sealing mudra like this to stop the flow of energy.